Hello, my sweeties, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise, and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about Night of the Living Dead from 1990. This is pure hell on earth. A remake of George A. Romero's 1968 black and white classic, Night of the Living Dead, follows Barbara, who along with 6 other refugees, seek shelter from the undead in an abandoned country house. This film stars Tony Todd, Patricia Tallman, Tom Towles, William Butler, and Bill Moseley. Speaking of this strong cast, let's get right into performances. In terms of performances, Patricia Tallman did a great job as Barbara. I really love how you can see her become more confident and a stronger character as opposed to Barbara in the original film, where she kind of just like sits there and she's like useless. She just sits there like a pendeja and does really like absolutely nothing to help anybody. So like, while I do have issues with Barbara as a character, it has nothing to do with Patricia's portrayal, and I'll get to why in a second. Now for me, in this film specifically, the standout performance here, if you all already don't know,
you know who it is.
It's from my man, Tony Todd. Tony Todd as Ben. Everything for me. This was his first horror film, and just in this film alone, we all knew that he would be a horror icon. Honestly, I was so obsessed every time he had a line delivery, and in moments where I felt the film was getting boring, it turned out to be scenes that he was barely in. So that tells you enough. I specifically will never forget his scene where he is in the cellar after just being shot and he lights his cigarette and is listening to the radio, which, trivia moment, on that radio recording, that was actually George A. Romero's voice as the radio announcer. Ben just has this moment where he starts laughing uncontrollably, and it is very like eerie and very telling. It's kind of his like moment of madness. And I like that private, like intimate moment we have with him. And I feel like we really get into like what he's thinking and how he's feeling in that moment. Like in that moment, he's just like, damn, it's over for me, but I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna light this cigarette and I'm gonna have a little laugh. And like, honestly, me. I also did really enjoy Tom Towles as Harry Cooper. I think he had great chemistry with Tony Todd and did such a great job at nailing that like very over-the-top theatrical 1960s acting, which is how they act in the original film. So I really like that. That was cool. Which brings me to one of my issues with this film, which is that it is a bit too similar to the original to be interesting. Now, don't come for me in my comments saying like, it was supposed to be a faithful remake. I am well aware, but I feel like some of the aspects are good, but there is a lot left to be desired here. I liked the original Night of the Living Dead, as seen in my monthly movie night live streams here at Sweet and Spooky on YouTube. Yes, that's Sweet and Spooky on YouTube.com. You'd think that I would have enjoyed this one just as much, but there was like something off here. In the original, both the zombies and the house itself are scarier. A big part of that is because the house feels a lot smaller and more claustrophobic. That, coupled with Ben and Harry's constant fighting, gives a sense of volatility that's almost more frightening than the undead threat outside. Also, the way the zombie fight scenes were shot didn't really do it for me. It didn't feel intense enough. Another issue I have with this film is the same one that I have with the original, and that is, why is Barbara our lead character? She doesn't have any arc, like any arc whatsoever, in this one or the original film, compared to Ben, whose strength and vulnerability is shown transparently and is overall a more compelling character. I know that Tom Savini specifically wanted Barbara to be a stronger leading lady, but just making her like this tough girl doesn't necessarily make her a strong female lead. I think there was an intention of an arc, especially with her killing Harry, but for me, her character ultimately falls flat in comparison to Ben. Now, the thing that really stood out for me, apparently they only used about 40% of Tom Savini's ideas in this film. He has stated that this was the biggest nightmare ever for him, and that it was just difficult to work on this film. And honestly, I feel like I can feel that. Now, the thing that really stood out for me with this one was Tony Todd's performance. I honestly doubt I will ever choose to watch this one over the original, like, ever. And with that, I say that my overall rating for this film is going to be 2.5 Levs out of 5, mainly because Tony Todd deserves a full Lev. If you would like to watch Night of the Living Dead from 1990, you can rent it on Amazon in the US for $2.99. But I highly recommend just sticking with the original, and if you have not seen the original Night of the Living Dead, you can stream it on Tubi for free, on Pluto TV for free, and it is also on Amazon Prime and HBO Max. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me a lot. And also click the little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, have you seen Night of the Living Dead from 1990? Do you prefer the original? I'd love to talk about it. That is it for me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.